Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a middle or end of the month of May Tarot Oracle reading. And Pisces, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Pisces, we all have a little bit of Pisces in us somewhere. If you do have your chart done, what house is Pisces in? That could give you further clarity as to where this energy will show up for you. This is a timely reading, so if you are watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted it, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, little kitty, hold on. Got my cat here, but I gotta check out. Make sure that you can see this all the way through the reading. Just bear with me. I'm doing a little bit new setup so I can put my paintings in the background there. All right. So we have, for the underlying energy, we have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles energy is, this is the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck for the entire reading. And this is saying that you have mastered a skill set. You're in an elevated position. People are starting to notice, wow, you're doing really, really good work, and they want to collaborate with you. This card is saying, make sure that if you sign any contracts or make any agreements that you are aware of the fine print, and also that everything is in alignment with your lifestyle. Pentacles and tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And of course, a big part of that is money. And that's why the pentacle energy is represented by a coin. And this person is doing this beautiful stonework here. These people have heard about it. They're coming here with plans. We'd like to hire you. This type of energy, you want to make sure that they are in alignment with your lifestyle goals. You could have all the money in the world, but still not be living the lifestyle that you want. Like if you don't have your health and you don't have love in your life, and you have all the money in the world, you're still not going to be living the best lifestyle. So this is talking about, sometimes this card can represent secret society, energy, different cults, religions, different groups that just have their own lifestyles. And if you don't match theirs and you sign a contract with them, you could end up having a lot of hardship in your life. So this is just saying, make sure you have a lawyer go over any contracts that are regarding your work. And this isn't particularly true. A lot of times this card represents people who have like a special skill set or something that is highly valued in society. So this in the entertainment industry is for sure like actors, actresses. Like if you're being, the producers and directors are coming to you and they want you to be a star in their next blockbuster, you want to make sure you have a lawyer go over that, because history is rife with people being breadcrumbed and other people making more money. Same with musicians, artists, anyone who's doing that, like has a specialized skill set and stands out. This would also be true of athletes. This sometimes could represent energy coming in from scholarships. You might be a really good athlete, and maybe universities and colleges are wanting you, saying they would be offering you scholarships. And it can even go past that, and now it is they want you to play for their pro teams. So it's saying it's not always the most money that you can get in your contract, but what's the lifestyle attached to it. Make sure you have a lawyer go over it, or it could be heartbreaking for you. And that's this next card here. And so this is talking about internal forces. This is for the entire reading, and this is for your internal forces. So the internal forces come from within you. That's when you say, well, what if I sign this contract? What if they want me to do that? Like let's say you sign the contract and you didn't read in the fine print that, you're a rock and roll musician, And in the fine print, it said that you have to now do country music. And you're like, but that's not my thing. Well, it is now, because you signed a contract. It's that type of energy. So this is a heartbreaking decision has to be made. This, when you look at this, it's upsetting. There's 3 swords in this person's heart. Having said that, when you look at it again, you realize, wait a minute, the heart is really big in comparison to the sword energy. So this could be more like pinpricks or nails. So it might be able to be something you can recover from. This can talk about, heartbreaking, romantic love, family members breaking your heart, that type of energy. This could be something happening in your business that's heartbreaking. The swords in tarot represent your mental intelligence, your discipline of your mind, and also your thoughts, basically. And so this energy quite often means that a heartbreaking decision has to be made, or a potentially heartbreaking decision. And also this, in matters of love, this can represent a third-party energy dividing a couple. Perjury, gossip, slander, someone who's afraid to speak their truth. There's a lot of energy behind this. Quite often this card represents the need for apology or a need for forgiveness. There's a lot of energy in this card here. So what's going on here? This is in your internal forces. Now this is the energy of how you're feeling about yourself right now. So you might have your eye on someone and want to offer a cup of love. Or someone has just offered you a cup of love, and so that's how you're seeing yourself as being in love, basically. And the cups in tarot represent love. This card in particular quite often represents romantic love. Someone, this person has understands there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he has this fish in his cup, and he wants to make a love offer to this cup. This could be someone wanting to ask you out for a date, that type of energy. The thing about this card, the pages in the old days, they would work for the kings and queens around 7 to 14 years of age. And that, that may sound very young, but in those days, the life expectancy was half of what it is now. So, there wasn't childhood as we know it then. It would be a real coup to be able to work in the palace. Way better lifestyle than everybody else around you. And so this energy is talking about communication or some information coming in and regarding someone or something you love. And also it could be something that you love to do or be. But in this case, this card generally is talking about someone has their eye on you, or you have your eye on someone and you want to ask them out. You want to get to know them better. You have your eye on them. You're focused on them. And that information in the old days would always come in person, like someone would not, knock on your door, hello, here I am. That's not necessarily how it is with these days. We have so many forms of communication. Maybe someone sends you flowers or they send you a note in the mail. There could be an energy of wanting to maybe you're on social media and someone messages you there and says, would you like to meet me for coffee or whatever. Perhaps you could be a phone call, a text message, an email. This could represent going to an event and running into someone and woohoo, that type of energy. So this is about love. Now, because this card is out and it's identifying the underlying energy for your internal forces, this energy sometimes represents there's something stinky in your love life, and something's fishy. So we're just going to keep an eye out for that just because of this energy here. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So we have more information coming in. This time the information is from a knight. This is a more mature energy. Oh, I was just going to say too, this could be someone that you've known, because this is, around the age 7 to 14. This could be someone that you've known, since you were younger. This could be representing, maybe even someone you went to elementary or high school with. or maybe even started college, if someone under the age of 21. And this, the Knight of Pentacles is representing someone over 21. Basically, the knights would deliver messages far and wide outside the palace walls now. Sometimes if the pages worked out really well and they could afford a horse by the time they were 21, they might be considered for knighthood. This is someone who delivers messages far and wide, and the energy is, oh, Stella. Sorry, my cat. My cat has got, she likes the readings and she's purring away here. I don't know if you can hear her. I have a noise canceling mic on, but she's got happy feet, so just don't mind her. She'll settle down here in a minute. Her happy feet are going a mile a minute and her purr is getting louder. A cat's purr does have the healing ability to lower blood pressure, so I figured these days we could all use a little bit of that. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of all the knights coming in. His horse is literally at a standstill. He sometimes has to have a board meeting with himself just to brush his teeth. So like it can be really annoying because it could be information that you're waiting for. And you're waiting and waiting and waiting, but finally it comes through. And when he does come through, you have to say he has done a lot of research, he's looked into it, it's usually a solid offer. And this would be about lifestyle. And this is talking about some sort of abundance coming in for you, or some information about abundance. And then we have the Emperor energy. So the Emperor is high level performance. And this is talking about, like, he wears his armor underneath his suit. He's from the major arcana in tarot. And in the minor arcana, there's 4 kings. Those 4 kings, he represents that he has the energy and the qualities of all of the 4 kings in the minor arcana. So this is someone who's at the top of his game. He's an authority figure generally. He's an alpha male energy. This is talking about someone who, you know, as I said, he wears his armor under his robe. So if an opportunity comes up, he can take it. He's highly respected usually and has a lot of authority. Sometimes his energy can be very controlling. It can represent someone who has a lot of authority and is controlling. And this is sitting in your communication in your early life. So this could represent some male energy in your family, like your father, your grandfather, uncles, that type of energy that had authority over you and possibly were very, you know, my way or the highway kind of energy. And then we have the Tower. The Tower is representing, it's a reality check coming in. The Tower usually is when you've ignored your intuition to the point where now the reality check hits hard. It's best to avoid a Tower if you can by nipping things in the bud. But sometimes we don't always see it, you know, coming. The universe will generally warn us, whisper to us, hey, you might want to take a look at that. And we don't. So then the universe brings out the frying pan and we get a whack on the head. Ouch. And the universe is, yeah, you think that's bad. If you don't pay attention here, it's going to get worse. But you still don't deal with it. So then the 2x4 comes out and nope, you're still not dealing with it. So now lightning hits your tower on your castle and it's on fire. And people are falling out of it. One of them looks shocked. The other one looks like, I should have taken care of this earlier. Now this has to be rebuilt. So the tower is never comfortable, and it's Murphy's Law, basically, that, you know, it's going to hit at the worst possible time. Although towers represent a reality check that's needed. And sometimes this is, you know, it hits so that you don't totally get destroyed by a situation. So as bad as it seems, it would be worse if you didn't have the reality check sooner. The sooner you get the reality check, the sooner you catch on, the sooner you listen to your intuition, the less of an impact it has. And sometimes the reality check can be, you know, if it's about legal matters or justice type energy, then, you know, the reality check can be your best friend, you know, or your worst enemy. And then we have the, well, my cards are all sticky where I am. I don't know. I'm having kind of a different day today. I woke up a little bit stuffed up here. And just kind of dealing with a bit of a sore throat. So if I sound a little bit off, it's just, I don't have a sore throat. I just have like congestion. There's a lot of construction around me and a lot of dust flying around. Okay, so we have the Lovers, and that's interesting that I'm saying that because of this energy, the Kaputski. Like I just feel like it's some sort of energy that I can feel a lot of tension building here. Now this is representing Lovers, and you know this can sometimes be about romantic relationships, like a third party breaking up a couple or something like that. And we do have a reality check here. So it could be something like that, but we don't have, like we have this card here. It feels more like this is more like first date energy. You know what I mean? Like it's that type of energy. Although it could represent someone that you married very young and now, you know, there's a new lover that came into the energy. So the Lovers card is ordained by God. So usually it doesn't have a lot to do with this other than this is after you heal from this energy. And maybe after this happens, you decide to move on from a relationship. And there might have been a third-party energy in there, and now sometime later there's a couple or I mean a new lover coming in, or it could represent this is the third-party energy. Your partner is with someone other than you. But it's interesting because when the sun is shining down on it, that means God's energy is on it. So generally, infidelity is not something that God encourages. So I feel this is like after healing from something like this, this is the energy. But we'll keep going here and we'll see. You would know if this is coming from your internal forces. Maybe you feel like your partner is cheating on you, or your partner feels that, or is accusing you of cheating on them. And I'm getting it's like kind of a bit of an immature, like this could be a relationship that started in high school and now maybe it just has changed so much. It's not like, or you have changed so much and your partner has changed so much that it's just about there's distance between you now. Like that's what this cloud can represent. Or this could be a new lover coming in and it's someone you don't know or you haven't had a relationship with. This could be that energy of just, you know, as we grow up, of course, we're not the same people. And it's really weird because when people get divorced, quite often you'll hear people say things like, you're not the person I married. You know, when I met you 10 years ago, you were like this. Well, you know, 10 years later, you've had 3 kids and, you know, a lot of shift has gone down the pike. And so, you know, yeah, hopefully you have changed. Hopefully you're not exactly the same person you were 10 years ago. Hopefully you've learned a lesson or two here and there, you know, that type of energy. So this is that breadcrumbing energy that I was talking about here. So definitely there's something going on. Someone feels like they're being breadcrumbed. And, you know, we do have some message about some pentacles coming in. This could be about a couple separating and then, you know, they're trying to split assets and it's, you know, it's a big boom, kaboom, like it's a big argument. Someone feels like they're being breadcrumbed. We have this person, 6 of Pentacles would be like upper middle class energy, basically. And this is like someone giving charity, like breadcrumbing someone else, though, with, okay, you can have 1 pentacle and I'll take 5. It's that kind of energy. I don't feel this is about giving charity. I feel like this is more like dividing assets. And this is talking about, like, this person already has something hidden in their pocket and the scales of justice are over them. So there could have been some discrepancy in how much money, you know, there might have been hidden bank accounts or some sort of assets hidden or something to do with that. And someone is, the scales of justice are over this person. They've got something in their pocket here. And so they're not receiving the breadcrumbs. They maybe already received more than breadcrumbs, or, you know, take it however it is going for you. But definitely there is some sort of energy around that. And so we're going to keep going and just see if we can figure out what's going on here. You know, you have probably a pretty good idea of what's going on. This is the bottom of the deck, external forces energy. So now external forces, you don't have control over what other people say or do, or whether they're going to love you or not, and what their actions are going to be. You don't have control over the economy and all those external forces coming at us. But you do have the ability to either react or respond to that energy. And it's always better if you respond to it rather than react. And that's this person here, it's talking about crying over spilt milk. There's a lot of regret and remorse here. And this is, you know, if you notice here, it's not milk that has spilt in the ground, but it's 2 glasses of wine and a cup of whatever poison this is that poisoned the relationship. So quite often this can talk about a third-party energy in a relationship, or if it's a partnership in business or something that, you know, that it didn't work out. You could stand here and regret and remorse for the rest of your life, or you could pick, you know, turn around and notice, hey, there's 2 cups standing here. I may as well pick those up and keep going here. If this is about a business or something, it could be something that didn't work out. You know, you tried something new and it clearly you regret it. You wish you wouldn't have gone that far with it or whatever. But this can sometimes represent something you love to do or love to be. But with the Lover's card and this card here, I feel like there is something about a relationship. This could be a relationship that you have with a family member or that type of energy. Because sometimes the Pentacle energy can be about you know, generational wealth and inheritance, a will, something happening in that energy. The best thing you can do, though, is recognize this is a lost cause. It's already spilt into the ground. You're not going to be able to suck that out of the ground. So you may as well pick up the 2 cups standing behind you and be grateful. Yay, at least I have 2 cups standing. Walk down the path, cross the bridge over troubled water, and, you know, go heal at your castle and get organized. The castle, you can see in the distance, looks like it's half dilapidated and half standing. And so this represents, are you going to have the attitude of the glass is half full or the glass is half empty when shift happens because of external forces? All right, and so that's the underlying energy for the external forces. And we have 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles is representing someone that's very focused on making money. Now, as I said, the Pentacle energy is about lifestyle for sure. But this is the one card in all of the Pentacles where the person's focused on literally making money, like pounding out a coin and like, okay, I'm making some money here. And so this energy sometimes can represent, like, you have started a project a while back, you have 6 pentacles done, and you're on the 7th and you only have 1 to go. Or you had this idea, maybe you're starting over and you're already working on the 2nd pentacle and have 6 more to go. This is saying that you're really focused on making money at this time. This energy is in your partnerships, commitments, and marriage. So perhaps, you know, you're feeling, your partner or you are feeling breadcrumbed in the energy, you know, and felt like they were being neglected or something, which is maybe no excuse for this energy, but it is an explanation possibly why they stepped out. So we'll keep going here. This is talking, this is your daily routines, habits, and, you know, scheduling that of your life, basically. And it feels like possibly you were more focused on, like, this is like not the Knight of Cups, this is the Page of Cups. So this is like not the same energy that a knight would put into the love. I feel like there's more energy being put into the Pentacle energy, hard at work. That's your main focus right now. And perhaps your partner is feeling like their lifestyle is suffering because all you do is work. Maybe you're a workaholic. That could be that type of energy. Or you're married to one, you know, that, or going out with someone like that. Yeah. And then look at this. But there's a reason for this, because there's only 4 pentacles here. And this is in a state of transition. So definitely, this is saying that this is a strong foundation for money. Like, it's saying that you have enough left to pay your bills, but not to go after your heart's desires or your crown and glory. So this is the other money-making card of the tarots, where the emphasis is actually on, your career, making money, and investing money and that type of energy. It's more about money than it is anything else. And I feel like that's the energy that you are in, or your partner's in. And it can be like workaholic energy, but the thing is, it's not working out very well, because now you notice this person has their back to the city, and if you're putting this much energy and work into something, then why is there only this much money? Like, this is basically like, having to work 2 jobs sometimes to pay the bills energy. And so he has his back to the city, as you notice here. So this can talk sometimes, like, this is the 3 levels of making money. This is safe money, enough to pay your bills, but not enough to get to your heart's desires. And your heart's desires, and then this is your crown and glory. So your crown and glory is when you're really doing what you love to do, and you're making really good money. And I'm wondering if there wasn't some sort of energy here for you, because like, we have 3 people here, we have the 3 cups here, we have the breadcrumbing energy, the heartbreak, that type of energy. I'm having to work and work and work and work, and yet only coming out of it with this kind of coin. And this can talk about being sold short, selling yourself short, like signing a contract that wasn't beneficial for you, that you have the breadcrumbing happening, and other people are making more money than you are for your hard work. And so this can be also about leaving your comfort zone, leaving family and friends behind, where you grew up, that energy when you were younger, so that you can move forward and expand your energy. So this is saying sometimes we have to take calculated risks when it comes to finances to move into the next level. But you've clearly been putting the work in here, and someone else is getting the benefit. And maybe there's some information coming in about that. Maybe that's why the Emperor is here. I wouldn't say this is your energy, this high level performance at this time, because there's all these other cards here. We have the Hierophant coming in, though. So this is talking about transition, and this is higher learning. So the Hierophant, it's his job to bring justice in from the spiritual realm and take it down into the physical. And so I feel like that could represent this energy here. The Hierophant coming in to say, hey, what's going on here? Like, there might be something going on with your lover, working with other people, or, in this, it might not just be about love. It might be about love, and also more to do with your lifestyle and your career money. Because this is, like, if this isn't just lifestyle, this is talking right here, these 3 cards together are talking about working really hard and not receiving the benefit out of it that you should. You're receiving some benefit, but you're being breadcrumbed, and other people are making way more off your back than you are, is the energy. And so this is the Hierophant coming in to sort this out now. So this information here could be some sort of legal matters coming in. And if this is someone that you've been with for a while, this could be like, this has been going on a long time, since you were way younger when you first met, that this energy has been happening. And this also can be about energy. This can represent, communication from family. Doesn't necessarily have to be, your blood family. This could be, like, again, churches, groups, energy, so sororities, societies, where there's a certain pecking order or whatever. And this energy, I feel like this is more like possibly a religious thing, because this is coming in. The spiritual realm is where the justice starts, and it comes down. And this is talking about, if you're a religious person, this can represent, the people that are in charge of your church, basically. Cardinals, popes, bishops, gurus, rabbis, whoever's in charge of the energy of the church, and the leaders, the elders of the church. And then if you're more on the spiritual side, it could be going inward, doing a lot of meditation and prayer to connect with source energy, to without an intermediary, that you just pray and meditate and go straight to source yourself. And then this energy also has to be brought down into the physical courts. And that's what this Hierophant, this authority figure, could represent. And this is someone, this could be someone that you know in your, and it could be part of the community that you're in. A lot of times our community we consider to be family, especially if secret society energy is involved. Remember, in secret society energy, the group is always more important than any individual. And so that's, just the way it is. And so this is requiring a lot of courage and strength. This is in your career and reputation. And sometimes this energy can be really, really challenging. This is saying that this energy is basically saying, like, this young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth and digging deep. And this represents, the red lion represents fear. Now, this is a male lion, but it's got its tail tucked under. It's being submissive to this because it recognizes she means business. She wants to reach her infinite potential here. And she knows she has to face whatever happened in her childhood, or the way she was raised, whatever this is. And if she wants to, she might have to break away. This energy here, walking away from the city, total change in your lifestyle, that type of energy. It takes a lot of courage and strength to do that. In some of these societies, if you don't follow the rules of their community, you're ostracized, and you're not even, the people in the community are not even allowed to speak to you, that type of energy. And then we have a soulmate coming in. So I do feel that the Tower went, you're dealing with this energy, you're doing a lot of inner work, you're trying to figure out how you're making this heartbreaking decision, and then a soulmate shows up. I feel that definitely, because this is coming in blessings, and soulmates are someone that on a soul level empowers you, and you empower them. And so it's saying that you're very balanced within yourself, and so are they, in the masculine and feminine energy. So it's not like you need another person, but it's nice to have them around, and they empower each other. Quite often this can be romantic, and it's right across from the Lovers here. So I do feel that this is coming in for you after this is maybe having to leave where you live, being forced out of the community. It could be that type of energy that happens. If no one in your community will speak to you, then, there it is, right? And so this is also being very much connected to source energy. Sometimes this can just representing you finding some balance within yourself through connection to God, just to being able to draw that energy in on your own. And this is your energy. But I'd say with the Lovers card in this, we're talking about someone coming in, and this is ordained by God himself to have this other person, because maybe you don't have anyone anymore if you walk away from this community, or they walk away from you. Stella, quit being a pain in the butt. Be a good girl. Be a good girl. Yeah, and look at this, right? What I said here, walking away. And so this is, this is, the Eight of Cups is talking about walking away from something that you put a lot of time, energy into. So this could definitely say that you're walking away from a community and having to leave everything behind. That's the energy that I'm picking up. And it's also talking about the new moon and the full moon. The moon energy this month is really strong because of this energy of, there's two full moons this month. And so when there's a second full moon in a month, it's quite rare, and it's called a blue moon. And you may have heard the phrase, once in a blue moon. I didn't do a new moon reading. We just had a new moon on the 16th, and it's the 20th today. So that energy is still lingering. And that energy was all about Taurus, moon. And the Taurus energy is about your possessions and your relationship to your possessions. And opposing that on the wheel is this Scorpio energy. And Scorpio energy is more about, let's take it apart and do it differently. And so I feel maybe that you've been feeling that energy pretty heavy here. But definitely I feel like this is talking about choosing to, it's a heartbreaking decision. If you choose, are you going to choose to leave, like this quite often you're forced, or your family, the dynamics are that if you broke rules in the community, that your own family, your own parents, your own children are not any longer allowed to talk to you. There is energies out there like that. So yeah, I feel like that's what's going on here for somebody. I do hope that this has given you some, insight to your situation. And, a big energetic hug. This is not an easy position to be in. And I'm going to clarify for others, but if you're leaving the reading here, thank you for your time and energy. And, all the best to you in this situation. And, give it a like and comment if you have something to say about this. We'd love to hear from you. And, just recognize you're not alone. There's other people out there in the same situation or similar situations. And, this energy is, once you make your choice, if your soulmate comes in, I feel that in any case, God is on your side. And that's a sad thing. A lot of times it's God's name being used to cause families to be in this position. So I don't know. It's a sad situation. We're going to continue. I'm going to clarify this. Let me see here. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is an oracle I started in 2007. And in 2020, I completed 64 paintings. And the paintings, I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and on that website I do have all of the 64 paintings in the order that, and the numbers on these cards are the order that they're listed in the gallery there. So I will put them in the description box below in the order they appear here, in case it gives you further clarity. They say a picture paints 1,000 words. So definitely the Wheel of Fortune is turning for this energy. So this is saying that things are the Wheel of Fortune is turning, and the Wheel of Fortune is actually God's plan. And so, the people in your community or whatever's happening around you, whatever's going on here, they're allowed to have their opinions and whatever, and so are you. So this is talking about, this is God's plan though. This is when the past, the present, and the future come together, and you're following God's plan. And God wants you to have a better future than the one you have here. And this is talking about the energy that you're in at this time. The world is talking about the end of a cycle. So this is really good to see. This is saying this energy, once you make the decision, that's when your heart is right away going to start healing. Making the decision is sometimes the hardest thing to do. Excuse me. And this is saying that when the Fool starts out on their journey, they start at the 0 point, and then at card 21, that cycle is over and a new one is beginning. So this is what this is talking about, like making that decision to walk away. Disruption, yeah, what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. Yeah, you may have been raised in a family that has a specific, community rules, etc., that type of energy. And for you, it doesn't feel like it's how you identify yourself. You don't want to identify yourself in that energy. And so what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. The Magician is the energetic upgrade energy. So I feel like this is about a lifestyle change, definitely. Moving on, and this is an energetic upgrade for you, because this is disrupting your identity. This is disrupting who or what you want to be. And then this is justice for the situation, sitting on this Emperor here. So this could be justice coming in. This could be someone in your community that has been dictating how you have to live your life. And now the energy is shifting. And what I find interesting here is we have the 111, 1111. This portal it represents a portal where your intuition is doing its best to get in touch with you. And so in this energy, the best way to describe it is to explain it like this. If you're sitting at your computer, say, and you look up at the clock and it's 11:11, and then you're thinking, oh, I got to check out that I have a meeting today at 1:30. So you go and you Google it, and because you want to see how long is it going to take me to get there. And it's 11 miles from or 11 kilometers from your home, and it's going to take you 11 minutes to get there. And the address is at 111 11th Avenue. So it's like, whoa, there's a lot of 111, 11, 11 energy here. You're leaving the door, you're leaving the house, and you glance at the clock on your way out, and it's 1:11, and you're like, oh, that's good, I still have time to get there. On your way there, you get on a slight detour, and you're like, I want to get there on time, but the person in front of you turns off right away then, and their license plate is 111. So this is talking about the 111, 11, 11 is kind of a portal where the universe is really doing its best to get your attention. And it's when that happens, it's a very interesting phenomena. You start to see 111, 11, 11 everywhere, and it's basically the universe is saying, check your thoughts when you see that. And more often than not, when you see that, you'll notice, oh my goodness, I was having a really negative thought there. And this is sometimes saying, the universe is telling you, keep your thoughts. You're manifesting at a very high level right now. Keep your thoughts focused on where you want to go, not on the problems, on how you're going to get there. And then you'll start to notice that when you see 111, you check yourself. Oh yeah, I was just having negative thoughts. Negative thoughts that directed to ourselves. It's a bad habit that we can get into. And especially if you're really feeling a lot of stress and anxiety about this situation, you may be having a lot of negative thoughts that you're not catching. And so the 111 just reminds you to keep your mind on where you're going. And I feel like that is, this is talking about cosmic judgment coming in, God's judgment coming in, the universe stepping in for you, because this is disrupting your relationship with God, basically. And so this is talking about you're supposed to be on God's plan here. And this energy is now coming in. Judgment has been called. The Hierophant is going to be sent in regarding your situation. This is then you can anticipate having really, like when the Fool starts out on his journey, he can have expectations that limit the outcome, or he could be on a foolhardy on God's plan, and this is having a lot of anticipation. And this is talking about someone coming into your life after you make this decision that's going to be the perfect lover for you, ordained by God. This will be your soulmate, so you won't feel so lonely on this journey. The Sagittarius energy here, it's interesting. When the horoscope signs come in, I just want you to be aware, I'm not talking about an individual, although in your personal reading, like when you look at this, it could be, oh no, there's a Sagittarius involved. That could be very possible. Use your intuition. But when they come in for me, I'm talking about all the energy, like we all have, if you ever get your birth chart done, you will know like you have a little bit of every sign in you. And so this energy is talking about, I'm dealing with the energy of each of the signs. What can we learn from them? And how can we learn to tolerate each other's differences? Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses, its pluses and its minuses. So this is talking about expansion, and it's sitting right here on this energy here. And I feel like that it's interesting. In the constellation of Sagittarius, there's a black hole in it. And a lot of people feel that that's the heart of the Milky Way. So this is not just God's judgment and the Hierophant's judgment. This is also cosmic judgment from the universe. Basically putting things back into order the way they should be. And then we have this energy of the Emperor here. Interesting. So this is talking about, as I said, I feel like this is someone, this could be, doesn't have to be someone in your family, but someone making decisions for you and your family. And it's my way or the highway type energy. And there's a lot of regret and remorse coming in about these decisions. So I do feel definitely that this is what's going on for you. We have, and look at this, we have the sun. So the sun is God, representing God's energy and being on God's path when you make this shift. So normally, walking away from your partner, someone that you're married to, whatever, walking away from your community, from your parents, would not be something that, you would normally consider something that would be ordained by God. But a lot of religions, they have these rules and these laws, and they say this is what God wants. And I feel that this is saying what God wants for you is to have a better lifestyle than what you're living right now, and that you're meant to be happy, and that you're a child of His. And His plan is for you to have this soulmate come in and be there for you, and you moving in a different way. Not saying that anything's right or wrong, but saying that for you, this is the way it's supposed to be. And we have the Tower right here on your position of transition. So, and it does have the word divorce on it, but this is saying the worst divorce would be from source. And then we have the having to have a lot of strength because of this energy coming in. So this, you could have been ostracized by or, kicked out of your community for something that happened, something that you did or whatever. And you're not part of the community anymore. And so everybody that is your family, all the community, quite often they're just not allowed to talk to you anymore, which can be very devastating for someone, as you can imagine. So you have to use your intuition. The High Priestess sits next to God, and she is in between two extremes. So this is the all this information coming in, and has to decide which is the best information to act upon, and what is the best way to act upon this information. And so that's saying use your intuition, go to your heart, and do what you feel is best in your heart, your authentic desires, so that you can move into your crowning glory and be on your destined path, which is when then you meet your soulmate who's also on their destined path. And we don't know the reasons why we have to go through all this. It seems like very sad, but it is what it is. And perhaps this is your strength, because we have this here, and your integrity is going to be a lesson for other people around you. Or maybe someone's listening to this and they're going through something very similar to you, and they're inspired by your ability to stand up for yourself and do what you feel is the correct thing for you in your heart. And we have transition here. So yes, this is a major transition that you're making in your life. And I don't feel it necessarily was something that you made the decisions. Other people made a decision, and now you're dealing with it. That's the energy here. So I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment if you have. I do hope it has shed some light on the situation. When the sun comes in, it's the happiest card in the deck, and it's saying that God is shedding light on the situation, so that your journey is going to be, it definitely is improving here with this energy here. It's an energetic upgrade for you. And please do give it a like and comment if you've received value. Also consider subscribing. My clock just went to 1:11. So yeah, that's a good sign. Keep your thoughts positive. Bye for now, and watch out for that blue moon reading. I'll be doing it pretty soon here.